In this video, we're going to see how we can use Substance inside a real engine, which means that we can use 3D models and materials that we can get from the website. So first of all, if we search for Substance in a real engine, we find different results. Now, the first one you're going to see is the plugin. So in order to work with Substance inside Unreal Engine, you need this plugin right here, which is called Substance 3D for Unreal Engine. And if you want, you find other information in this page, which is the page of Unreal Engine. And we find everything, all the other information down there. So of course, you need to create an account in order to download this. And of course, you need to have also a real engine already installed. Now, the other link here is to go inside the Adobe Substance 3D Unreal Engine page, which is from Adobe. So from Adobe Substance. And there you go. So it's a page where you find information and where to get the plugin, which is going to bring you again to the page we just visualized. So right here, where the add-on is, the plugin is. And this is a screenshot of how it's going to look like. It's basically going to, you're going to be able to import inside the content browser Substance material and Substance assets. Now, if you open this link, this is going to get us to the 3D assets of Adobe, where we find materials, models, and HRIs and other stuff and assets we can use not only in the Substance 3D software, but also in other software like Cinema 4D or Unreal Engine or Twinmotion or whatever you want to use. Well, sometimes you need to install a plugin or an add-on, and that's the case for Unreal Engine. So we're going to see how to do that real quick, real easy. And so also, if you scroll down, you have the possibility to open up not only the Substance 3D assets, but also the 3D community asset, which is another resource for materials and 3D models made by other users of Substance. And you find also a video there and other useful information. So of course, we need to use the Epic Games Launcher, which is the little application that is needed to download and install Unreal Engine if you didn't already. And if you did, well, you have one less step you need to do. So you just need to open up the Epic Games Launcher, and there it is. So this is the Epic Games Launcher right here. I've already installed both Twinmotion and Unreal Engine. You can also use Twinmotion with Substance. And you can see this is the version I'm using, which is the latest one. But you can also get other versions, or you can, again, install it from this yellow button right here. If you don't have it installed, it's going to tell you to install. And in the library, we can check if we have, other versions of Unreal Engine and Twinmotion, and also other downloaded add-ons. Now, if you want to download a plugin or an asset or another add-on, you need to go in the marketplace, as I'm doing here, and search for it with the name. So I'm searching for Substance, and maybe this is not too specific. So if you go down here in the list, you can see Substance 3D for Unreal Engine. That's the add-on, that's the plugin you want to have. So you just click on Install to Engine, and it's going to install it to the Unreal Engine that you have already installed. So it's going to be basically a plugin, something extra. Now, since I've already installed it, it's telling me that this is not possible, but in your case, it should give you the little install button. So you proceed, you install it, and then you should be ready to go. So make sure you have the correct version, and again, that you already installed Unreal Engine. Now let's launch Unreal Engine from the yellow button on the top right, and we're gonna do some examples. Now it's gonna take a while it loads. So in the meanwhile, you can go in the library section. This is where you can check all the add-ons, plugins, packages that you downloaded. Here I'm gonna just give some consents to open up the Unreal Editor, and now it's opening, you can see it. Now, once it's finished to load, you can select one of these templates to start with. So I'm going to go for a blank, so it's going to be quicker. And you select a folder, you can select the name, and just create. And now it's going to create it. Now, while it created, it's creating, we're going to check here if the Substance also is installed. There you go. Substance 3D for Unreal Engine is installed. These are the available versions, so the one that will be compatible. Otherwise, if you don't have those versions, you cannot do it. And that's it. So now it should open. It's compiling, so it's still opening. Now, in the meanwhile, we can check here in the, let's start with the 3D Assets library from Adobe. So I have like a limited amount of downloads here, and I can choose to download models and materials and other stuff. So I'm going to go for 3D models. And you see here how many models we have, a lot of them. We also dedicated other video guides talking about either well, both the 3D assets library from Substance and also the community 3D assets library. So you can check the other video guides. You can check the playlist of Substance in our channel. You can check, of course, the Substance video course as well as Unreal Engine video course. Now I want to download here some spaceships. So I search for space and I want to download this model here. So I click on the little blue button. If you want to have more information, there you go. It's downloaded in FBX. So I can download it GLB. I can download it FBX. Just click on the blue button, download it. You can find all the other information right here. Once it's downloaded, it will be in your downloads folder. And you can just bring it in wherever application, not only in Unreal Engine. You can bring it in any 3D software. Now we are in Unreal Engine, and I'm going to click on this little button on the top, and I'm going to import content from here. So import content, choose the folder where I want to import it. So I'm going to go for this, say OK, navigate in your download folder, select the FBX file or GLB file. You can try with both, and if some of the two doesn't work, you can try with the other. Now you have a lot of options when you are importing. This is GLB. Well, if you want to go through all of those, you can do it. This is just, a lot of parameters. Just gonna say import, and that's it. Now, I just make a jump ahead, and I chosen to import FBX because it's working like a little bit better and quicker. And that's the model I've just imported. You can see it's already looking nice with all the ambient occlusion and the shadows and everything. So I'm just gonna close this other panel, and there it is. That's the model, and you can like try to position it. And if you navigate into the folder where you downloaded it, you can see here you have a set of materials that you can customize, and you also have a set of pieces. So you make sure you select all of them, you drag it and drop it inside the scene if you want to like create copies of that. And once you do that, be able to select it and like move it around. Well, be careful you select the model there and all the little pieces. So it probably is more useful to create groups for this. And there you go. So this is the model right there. So this is how we import a model, but we can do that anyway. We don't need Substance for that. I just want to show you that you can start with Substance model. Then you go in Edit, Plugin, and activate the Substance in UE5 plugin, and you must restart. So once you install it in your Unreal Engine, then you need to activate it from here, from the plugins panel. And once it's activated and you restart everything, now we should be able to work with Substance. And we can tell already on the top, we have the possibility to reach the Substance 3D assets and the Substance 3D community assets. So the two websites I just showed you previously. So this was the 3D Adobe 3D assets, and this is the Substance 3D community assets. So let's get some materials from here. Make sure you select materials, not smart materials, because those will work only on Substance at the moment. So we're gonna get materials here, and you can see how many we have of them. These are published by other users of Substance, and we can get, for example, here some metal. So just search around and find something that you like. Once you find it, you can start to download. So let's say I want to download this. I can click on the little download button, and again, that file is going to go inside my downloads folder. There's where I'm going to find it, and that's going to be SBSAR format, which is kind of a standard material. So I can continue here, continue to save, and search for other materials, click on the download button, continue to download, create my own library, and there you go. As you can see, I'm continuing to save more and more. I don't have a limited amount of downloads here because this is kind of a free open source, well, not open source, but free library which I can use for Substance again, and for any other tool like Unreal Engine with the add-on activated. So I want to create another folder here in the content browser or content drawer, and then I'm going to create here a folder containing all the materials. So I'm going to go to add, and you can go here, import to game Substance, or you can click on import and just directly select the file you want to import. Just select it, and again, we have a set of options here, which you can go through more carefully, but I'm just going to keep it as it is and make sure the check is on the create material, and that's it. So I don't want to touch anything else here. I just want to go and import. And now if we open up the content drawer again, you can see that we have the Substance material, the SBSAR file, and also the Unreal Engine material ready to be used in Unreal Engine, and also the textures right here. So we can also like recreate, customize the material using the textures right here in Unreal Engine. You can also right click and import like that another material. So that's going to be now the second one. Or another option, the third option, is to go directly in the folder where you downloaded it and just click and drag it and drop it inside the content drawer. And that's it. So these are different ways you can bring in Substance assets in a Unreal Engine. And once they're there, it's just a matter of how I can use them. So let's make some quick examples. So let's say I want to, and by the way, if you want to know more about Unreal Engine and Substance package, you can check the video courses that we have in the channel. So if you find anything too difficult, you may want to have a look to those video courses first. And so let's just click and drag and apply it to a model inside the editor. And there you go. It's really easy. Now, once it's applied, we can go and check here the mesh by selecting the object. We can click on a little folder to find where the material is. We can also double click to open up the material, and where we can manage the various channels or maps or textures. You can do it from here. You can change them, you can deactivate them, you can activate them, you can work with the tiling a little bit. So if you go there, you can activate tiling and UV amount, UV offset, and other stuff. So right now I want to change the scale or the size of the texture. So I'm going to go in the UV amount, let's say like 0, well, 10 is going to multiply it. It's going to increase the tiling. 0.1 is going to make it bigger and, with less repetition. Make sure you save, close the panel, go back, and you can see now it's scaled. So you can scale it, according to your scene. And of course, I can bring also the other materials on top of the model I imported. So I just click and drag, select, click and drag, and that's going to be applied. Now you may want to check the mapping and a lot of other stuff, but that's like inside the model. You can do the UV mapping in Substance Painter. You can do it using a 3D modeling software. You can do mapping also here in a Real Engine, but again, I'm just gonna skip that. This is just to show you how you can, use Substance in Unreal Engine. So that's it. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel, stay updated for more. If you want to support us, thank us, please join the channel as a supporter. So this will be all. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Check our other courses in 3D modeling, 3D rendering, and so on in the channel. Thanks. See you in the next.